That's a good sign.
Easy there. You've been asleep for 3 whole days. How are you
How are you feeling? Are you okay? Does anything hurt? Oh, you still recognize me. That's a relief.
Sorry, I bet that was a shock. So, what do you want to hear first? Welcome to my secret hideout. Okay, maybe it's not as cozy as the police station, but I should have everything you need. Make yourself at home. Yeah, you wouldn't remember, would you? You sort of... how can I put this? Merged with your legion back there. You flew off the handle and... well... Jenna's gone. I've gone back over my recordings and, as far as I can tell, Jenna died saving Akira from whatever you'd become. But I can't tell why. Why go to all that trouble to destroy the world and then... right, there's more. Then Yosef showed up with this group called the Ravens. That's who put a stop to your little rampage, by the way. When I found you, you were hanging off a pipe halfway down the overpass. You were back to normal by then. But how you got that way is anyone's guess. The good news is he's okay. But apparently, Akira's in charge of the Raven Corps now. Remember what I said about the crows? The Ravens are what I was trying to warn you about. That one code word was all I had to go on back then. Whoever they are, they've got full control over their legions. You and Akira were the only ones like that up to now. To go from just the 2 of you to a whole squad in no time at all, there's something fishy about it. All the other Neuron officers have been, not demoted per se, but Akira and the Ravens are the main event now. I'm still looking into the particulars. It helps to have someone who knows Neuron better than anyone else around.
What gives? You're not gonna ask about me? This hasn't been easy for me either, you know. I was leaking HAL intel, but then they found out. Long story short, they fired me and sent the Ravens after me, and I had to run all the way here by myself. You'd think someone would have stepped out the door for once in their life to help me, but no.
I'm sorry, Olive. I really am. Anyway, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but... turns out you're a wanted fugitive now.
Yeah, that was the last thing I saw before I had to leave. After what happened 3 days ago, the commander told everyone you betrayed us. I just couldn't believe it. Well, I did at first, but I couldn't think of a single reason why you'd betray Neuron. Of course, now I can think of a few reasons myself.
So, now, Yosef's hell-bent on finding you. Or your legion. Or your corpse. Either way, it's best if you crash here and lay low for a while. Those clothes definitely won't do. Let me get you something less conspicuous. I know I just said to lay low, but I guess that's not really your style, huh? So, I took the liberty of rewiring your Legatus navigation system a bit. We can't have the cops following it right to you. They can't track you now, so go take a walk around. Stretch your legs, get to know the neighborhood, you know? I'll just be over here gathering intel, so let me know if you need anything.
So coma, awaken from, skin, moisturized, cops definitely more bastard than ever. Just like real life, cops who try to be good cops get pushed off the force while the bad ones get protected. So this chapter represents a big cooldown, but this one is actually pretty justified since we hit such a big crescendo that was basically the entirety of chapter 9. We've still got our fast travel and all of the important functions of Neuron HQ, and we'll take a quick tour. Most importantly of all, of course, is the cat sanctuary, because kitties. The kitties are safe. And the kitties know what's up. The kitties are not bastards. We also have our PC terminal. We can check the file database, change our playstyle, which is the difficulty, go through chapter select, and manually save if we want. We have our Legatus terminal, can both clean our legions up, which, oh, it's such a chore. And we can also change the colors, which is way more pleasant to do than cleaning them. I'll leave cleaning them as usual for off-screen stuff. And aside from that, we'll go around, take our tour of this small little area, and just kind of slum it down here. We haven't really checked out our fashion options for a while. So let's just see. Our civvies, that's what we wore when we infiltrated Zone 9. Oh, that's a look. This is a fashion statement. I'm very, very tempted, but I like the blue hair too much. I like the short blue hair way too much. Let's see what else. We have our comms earpiece, which is not great, and the earring, which is much worse. We got a bunch of stuff. But I still like this look that we put together quite a bit. I also like how concentrated together most of this stuff is, compared to HQ, where a few things are a little too spread out. Over here, we can buy from the street chemist, which is a nice little euphemism for sanctioned drug dealer. We can buy our medicine there, and then right across the hall is the arms merchant. And we don't have any premium material codes left to spend because we used them all on previous upgrades. We'll be getting some more of those soon. Vending machine at the end of the hall. Is the objective down this way or is it upstairs? I can't remember. Let's just check real quick. There's not too much else to see here, but a couple of things worth checking out. I think we go downstairs here to head out. Yeah. So we'll go upstairs real quick, see what's popping off up there, and then we'll get on with things. For the most part, this is not too bad. Oh, we have the Shady Merchant. I believe he is just the weapons merchant with a couple of expanded options, whereas usually we just get the couple of grenades. We also have the barrier field and some drones available to us now. We'll take a missile drone. I mean, it's totally passive damage, so can be worthwhile to have. Mainly just stocking that up for the bonus episode that's going to be forthcoming at the end of the LP. Because we got some super bosses to fight after the main game is done. And then we can't pet this dog, and we can't summon our Beast Legion to be friends with him. But we can admire that his name is Dandy Man, or the owner's name is Dandy Man, rather. And that about does it for our tour of the new makeshift HQ. So let's get on with things. Now the objective says to explore the area, and what they mean by that is we have to do some pretty mediocre side content until the story progresses automagically. And if you're 10 chapters deep into this game, you're like, oh boy, more fluff, more power to you, but I'm not going to subject everyone to that much padding. So, see you soonish. Oh, that's right. They do kind of try to make this a little bit interesting by having a couple of random optional bosses thrown in. Unfortunately, Typhon is just like an electrified big arm legion. Still think his design is kind of cool. And the fact that he is electrified adds a small wrinkle into the fight, which is the threat of paralysis. But is otherwise not all that interesting, like most of the optional bosses, which is why we've been skipping many of them. Shown a few of them, especially one of the cooler ones back in, what was it, File 7? Either way, we are going to rush Typhon down. Come on, let's stay airborne. He's floating away, which makes it a little bit harder to keep the gap closed and the air combo going when he does that. Our hit rush on, and time to finish this with the Axe Legion. Might end up paralyzed here from the electricity. Dodge that, and we're good. So we're either coming up on the end of having to do a lot of mandatory side quests to progress the main story, or we're just about there. Looks like we might have to do one or two more, but there's this small fight right around the corner. And in the meantime, it's we can just do this because it's pretty quick and simple. This is something that we've seen before. Just regular human enemies who will throw Molotovs and shit at me and try to baton me to death. This may or... Nah. Yeah, I was gonna get Molotoved if I went in for that. And I did. This is a good time to talk about the fact that this game has an extremely simplified version of dodge offset in it that isn't mechanically demanding. And basically, if you dodge mid-combo and then immediately go back to attacking, the game will remember which part of the combo string you were on. The window isn't infinite, obviously, but it doesn't require any additional button holding or button presses to activate.
Hey, you got a minute? You know those radar units the Union set up to detect gates all around the Ark? Well, I borrowed a few for the Hideout, but one of them went offline all of a sudden. I can still pull up diagnostics, so I don't think it's broken at least. Could you go check it out for me? I'll send you the coordinates.
So we're going to go and grab this chest before we get on that, because there should be common material codes. We're not exactly starving for those, but we'll take them. And then just down the alley, or the corridor, everything kind of has an alley aesthetic to it here. We come to a clearing, and this is something else we've kind of seen before.
Huh. Looks like it's busted after all. Patch it up for me, would you?
We've done this at least once before in the Astral Plane, where we have to go and fix something, which takes up our total undivided attention,
Unfriendlies incoming.
while enemies are gonna swarm us and try to get our attention off of fixing the thing. So we have to defend ourselves entirely with the Legion, which is pretty cool. It's kind of a test for you.
Freight more. Look out.
Oh, gotta get him on the other side. This would be a little bit cooler if the enemies were a tad tougher. We should get a tougher spawn coming in for this third and final set.
Wow, they just keep coming.
It could still do with being a little more varied. This one... Oh yeah, we do have to pull off to sling him back. So we'll get started back on repairing that. While Sword Legion... Oh, just barely didn't have the range. I was trying to launch him there. Went right through him. What? It's going to tick down a little bit from 95 to 94. We'll get back on that. Kind of a cool idea. I don't hate that fight at all. That better be an S+. Yep, of course.
Okay, there. I got it rebooted. Thanks. Hang on. It's still not working. Looks like the amplifier's backup board came loose. See it around there anywhere? I doubt chimeras or aberrations have any use for it. Huh? Another radar unit just went dead. If you hurry, we might be able to find out why. I've sent you the location of the other radar unit. Hurry!
So we have another one to do, but it's not going to play out like the first one. Huh. Let me just check around real quick. That's a side questman who we don't care about at all. I don't think we need to take the upper path here, but the upper path will lead us to a chest at the very least. And past another dude who I do not want to talk to. Let's actually not fall to the ground and miss the chest. Thank you. It's just an AED charge, which we super do not need. Yeah, he's not gonna win this fight.
I can't believe it was just a thief. Okay, that should just about... Wait, I'm picking up a gate near you.
Huh?
God, I think the Hydras have rad designs. Plus, when you fight them, they're way less annoying versions of the same enemy type from Devil May Cry 4. They just look pretty rad. Also, yet another Chimera enemy that was repurposed from what was originally intended to be a player-controlled legion. I believe these are the ones that burrow, and you can snatch them with the dog if they get underground, but also you can just snatch them before they burrow with the Arm Legion and then just juggle them. Actually, I could use some help sourcing something and fact-checking this, because I'm struggling to find where I originally read this, but I vaguely recall that the original idea was to control both the Legion and the Legion's partner simultaneously, the main character simultaneously, and like completely independently, I should say, like with an even greater degree of freedom and control compared to what you already have.
My wife, she's not doing too hot, you know?
All right, tell you what, you put the circuit board back, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Hey man, I'm gonna do right. I swear. With these chimeras, people disappearing and all, best to keep a low profile, right?
So from here, it kind of looks... Oh yeah, we got rare material code this time. Codes. Could use some more premiums, but we'll get some soon. So from here, it kind of looks like they're going to set you back into the same pattern of, okay, go do a few more side quests before the main plot progresses. But actually, you just have to leave this alleyway, and you'll start a cutscene.
Well, I got bad news and worse news. The bad news is that Brenda's a fugitive now. She made it out before they could grab her, but it sounds like they have her holed up in the sewers. And the worst news, Olive found out and went to find Brenda on her own. I told her it's probably a trap, but she wouldn't listen. I already sent you Olive's coordinates. Please, find her and keep her safe.
So we have to save Olive from falling into the trap, and we also have to locate Brenda, who is now being pushed out of Neuron and being branded a fugitive. And that means going into the sewers. But not before we get some tasty treats from this garbage pile. Hey, some temporary full health.
What are you doing here? Let me guess. Hal sent you, huh? Well, you can't stop me either. I don't care if it's a trap. I have to help Brenda. I'll go alone if I have to. But since you're already here, would you mind coming with? All right. I'm ready to go right now. Hang on, I'm getting a call from Hal. He found us Brenda's position. What? Oh, I must be seeing things. All these officers are out here looking for Brenda? That's gotta be overkill. What should we do? We're so close. At this rate, they'll catch Brenda and us for sure. Think, Olive, think! Oh, okay, I think I've got a plan. Listen. Brenda is pretty far from here, right? And from the looks of it, every obvious route to her location is on serious lockdown. But there's always a back door. That's right. I want you to find that back door. Some way I could slip through undetected. I just slow you down, so I'll wait here where it's safe until you find it. But don't worry. You can count on me for support, just like always.
So we're gonna find that back door, but there's a different back door that we're gonna find first, and it's this one, the Hideout. Can't really detect it with the iris, though it is very obviously discolored. Let's deal with that drone real fast. This is a hidden hermit base, or hidden hermit hideout. There are 6 of these in the game, and this is the 5th one in total, actually. The final one is going to be in the next chapter, and I just kind of neglected to show these up till now. They're mostly not super exciting. There's some goodies hidden in here, but they're not like game-defining or anything. They're just a cool little secret. And they're always hidden behind hologram walls, just like the base that we went to for part of the main story in Zone 09. They're usually small combat trials, with a couple of chests and items scattered around. Just kind of a cool thing to have around. 40% of the way through this with just that simple little fight. And some narrow corridors to follow. But at the end of the path, we'll get something kind of cool. Something that may or may not do nothing. And also a couple things along the way, like the premium material codes we just got. We finished up an order, got some medicine. And the fights will get a little bit harder as we go on, just because the quality of the hermits that we're fighting will increase. In this case, it's 2 of these kind of medium difficulty humanoid hermits, plus a drone. One of the hermits will stay back and throw firebombs at you, while the drone just plinks away. The drones are never actually a legitimate threat. And with... oh! The chain went right through him, instead of wrapping around. Also, is that one still up? Or did that one spawn in? Interesting. Yeah, I think he just sent the new drone out. There we go. Had to wait for the energy to recover really quick. And bang. This is also just a clever little way to repurpose some art assets to add to that ever-elusive bar of content. Axe Legion is looking real slick with this new color palette, gotta say. And then one more fight left in this little side quest mission. This is the kind of side quest stuff that I am kind of here for. So this is an axe-wielding hermit flanked by 2 regular mooks. Oh, that missed all of them? I hate that. Loving the perfect attacks, though. Although it is making me realize I don't think I ever got the perfect call sync attack for the Arm Legion. Which I'm gonna have to correct that soon enough. Ideally, I should have that for everyone by now, but I've been favoring a couple of legions. I've been showing some real favoritism there. Bring my beautiful boy out just to stun everyone up. You have to watch out for the one with the axe, by the way, because he will electrocute and paralyze you. Oh, that one's sweet. It's a lot of common material codes, not as many premiums as I was hoping, but we'll get our reward from the chest, and it's clear goggles. Some new aesthetic accoutrements. And we will get back to our stealth section that's coming up next time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell, and all of that stuff in the description. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.